she questions her own country, and I'll just quote one thing from the introduction of their play. She says, Canadians have this view of themselves as nice, civilized people who have never participated in historical crimes and atrocities. But that view is false. R is dull only because it has been dishonestly expurgated. And she shows the heinous, ruthless side of the Canadian racist policies in scene after scene. So for that, Hopkinson's character is there. And she also has another character, and that is T.S. T.S. is named after the mayor of Vancouver. His name was T.S. Baxter. And she says, I was reading the newspapers of the time. It was a carnival-like atmosphere. Canadians used to come and see while these people were under scorching sun. They were there without food and water. People came to see just as spectators. So she said, I thought of making a master of ceremonies in T.S. Baxter. Sometimes he talks like an MP, sometimes he's a master of ceremonies, sometimes he becomes an immigrant officer. So he takes on multiple roles in theatre. And then Hopkinson at one place, to give you a sampling of her writing, Hopkinson says, British Columbia wants no Calcutta coolies. We have Chinamen and Japs running our shops, Greeks running our hotels, Jews running our second-hand stores, and we don't want Hindus running our mills. So this is the reason they didn't want them there. And the newspapers of the time, this is Hindu invaders reaching the shore of Vancouver. This is how the people on the ship were, or the Hindu tide moving towards Vancouver when the ship had started from Hong Kong. And at one point, the guns, as the picture was showing, the guns were pointed at these people, and to justify their use of fire on them, he asked the captain of the Japanese ship, T.S. asked, you say people have mutinied. He says, but they haven't. He says, yes. Look at the way drama uses language. T.S. says, yes, strictly speaking, there's no mutiny. But let's forget strictly speaking for a moment. How about laxly speaking, loosely speaking, informally speaking? Could you find it in your heart to lay a charge, loosely speaking against the passengers that they revolted? There's a mutiny. And he also threatens him, if you don't do that, you will be charged $500 fine per passenger, which of course he can't pay. So he has to say there is trouble. And so they put the guns to intimidate them and to go back. Now, interesting thing is in this play, in very ruthless behavior of this immigration department is exposed by a white Canadian woman. And she also connects this play of the ruler and the ruled, the powerful and the powerless, by placing the scenes of Hopkinson in a brothel. In a brothel, he is having a relationship with one of the prostitutes, and there the Bela Singh thing also, the informer who is sent to the ship, then when Meva Singh, before Meva Singh kills him. All that, those glimpses we get in that brothel. And his treatment of the two prostitutes, Alfie and Sophie, they have a lot of sympathy with the Indian passengers, and they question him. But he uses them in the same ruthless manner as they're treating the passengers. And so, and another thing, or nationalism, even Harcharan Singh, when he writes his play, he says Qaumi Dukhan. And he writes in the preface, it was the sad events of 82 and 83 in Punjab which made me write these plays. So one goes back to history to reaffirm that positive identity. And while Sharon Pollock opens it into gender questions, there is the larger national question of Indian independence through these Sikhs of course, as in the morning there was talk of Bengalis talking about Sikhs and so on, because they were not merely Sikhs, but they were Indians who were disallowed to embark. So that gave the impetus. And the interesting thing is this play, I'll just take 1 minute, this play came out in '76. Here was a British Canadian woman stirring the conscience of her own nation, while the whole talk of apology or the British Columbian legislature passed the bills in 2008 and so on, and then the apology, that one-line apology also came in as late as 2008. But the right-minded people already are raising this issue in Canada itself, but even that history, Hugh Johnston's, that came in 1979, but the playwright's mind has already captured the whole and presented as a dramatic episode, acting as a bard, stirring the nation's conscience. Thank you.